Act 3,
Hold on.
Scene 1.
Act 3, Scene 1. Forez.
Banky is in there, isn't he?
Have a seat, man.
Show the opening line, my friend.
Yes, that's right. You gotta give it a start.
Sit the hell down. Act 3, Scene 1. Forez, a room in the palace. Enter Banquo.
Thou hast it now, King Cawdor Glamis, all as the weird women promised, and I feared that thou playest most foully for it. Yet it was said, should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. There's some truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine. Why then the verities of thee made good may not be my oracles as well? Set me up in hope. Hush.
Here's our chief guest.
He has been forgotten, who has been again with our great peace. All think unbecoming.
Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
Let your highness command upon thee, to the which my duties are with the most indissoluble pride forever knit.
Right here this afternoon.
Aye, my good lord.
We should have else desired your good advice, which still hath been both brave and prosperous in this daily council, but we'll take tomorrow. Is it far you ride?
As far, my lord, as will fill up the time betwixt this and supper. Go not my horse the better, but I must become a borrower of the night for a dark hour or twain.
Tear not our feast.
Ah, my lord, I will not.
We here, our bloody cousins, are bestowed in England and in Ireland, not confessing their cruel parricide, filling their ears with strange inventions. But of that tomorrow. Wherewithal we shall have cause of state, craving us jointly. I you to your horse to do, till you return at night. Goes Flens from you?
Leon.
Leon. Oh, Leon.
If you're going to talk about my son, you're going to have to pronounce his name.
1,000 pardons.
Aye, my good lord, our time calls upon us.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot. And so I do commend you to their backs. Farewell.
Bye.
Let every man be master of his time till 7 at night to make society the sweeter welcome. We will keep ourselves till supper time alone. Well then, God be with you. Sirrah, a word with you. Can those men our pleasure?
Yeah, my lord, without a palace gate.
Bring them before us. To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus our fear in Banquo sticks deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares, and to that dauntless temper of his mind, he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valor to act in safety. There is none but he whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked. As it is said, Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He chid the sisters, when first they put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. Then, prophet-like, they hailed him father to a line of kings. On my head they placed a fruitless crown, and put a barren scepter in my gripe. Thence to be wenched with an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's issues have I defiled my mind. For them the gracious Duncan hath I murdered, put rancor in the vessel of my peace, only for them and my eternal jewel given to the common enemy of man, to make them kings, the seat of Banquo's kings. Rather than so, come fate into the list and champion me to the utterance. Who's there? Now, go to the door and stay there till we call. Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so please your highness.
Well then, now have you considered of my speech? Know that it was he in the times past which held you so under fortune, which you thought had been our innocent self. This I made good to you in our last conference, passed in probation with you, how you were born in hand, how cross the instrument was wrought with them, and all things else that might to half a soul and to an ocean craze, say thus did Banquo.
Yeah, they don't us.
I did so, and went further, which is now our point of second meaning. You find your patience so predominant in your nature that you can let this go? Are you so gospel to pray for this good man and for his issue, whose heavy hand hath bowed you to the grave and beggared yours forever?
We are men, my liege.
Aye, and in the catalogue ye go for men, as hounds and greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, shows, water rugs, and demi-wolves are clept, all by the name of dogs. The valued fowl distinguishes the swift, the slow, the subtle, the housekeeper, the hunter, everyone, according to the gift which bounteous nature hath in him closed, whereby he does receive particular addition from the bill that writes them all alike, and so of men. Now, you have a station in the file, but I, the worst rank of manhood, say it, and it will put that business in your bosom, whose execution takes your enemy off, grapples you to the heart and love of us, who wears our health but sickly in his life, which in his death were perfect.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile clothes and buckets of the world have so incensed that I am reckless what I do to spite the world.
And I another, so weary with disasters, tug of fortune, that I would set my life on. Any chance to mend it or be rid on it.
Both of you know Banquo was your enemy.
True, my lord.
So he is mine, and in such bloody distance that every minute of his being thrusts against my nearest of life, and though I could with barefaced power sweep him from my sight, bid my will avouch it, yet I must not. For certain friends that are both his and mine, whose loves I may not drop, but wail his fall, who I myself struck down, and thence it is that I to your assistance do make love, masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us.
So our lives.
Your spirit shines through you. Within this hour at most, I will advise you where to plant yourself, acquaint you with the perfect spy of the time, the moment on it, for it must be done tonight. And something from the palace always thought that I require a clearness. And with him, to leave no rub nor blotches in the work. Leonce, his son, that keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than is his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart. I'll come to you anon.
We are resolved, my lord.
I'll call upon you straight. Bide with him. It is concluded, Banquo, thy soul's flight. If it finds heaven, must find it out tonight.
Act 3, Scene 2. The same, another room. Enter Lady MacBeth and a servant.
Is Banquo gone from count or court? Is Banquo gone from court?
Yes, madam, but returns again tonight.
Say to the king, I would attend his leisure for a few words.
Madam, I will.
Months
Bye.
had all spent, Where desire is got without contempt, 'tis safer to be that which we destroy, than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone those sorriest fancies your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died with them? Then think on. Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We have scotched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself, whilst our poor malice remains in danger of her former tooth. But let the frame of things disjoint, both the worlds suffer. Ere we will eat our meal in fear, and sleep in the affliction of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly, better be with the dead, whom we to gain our peace have sent to peace, than on the torture of the mind to lie in restless ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst, nor steel nor poison, malice domestic, foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
Come on, gentle my lord, sleep o'er your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I, love, and so. I pray be you. Let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present him eminence, both with eye and tongue. Unsafe the while that we must lave our honors in these flattering streams, and make our faces lizards to our hearts, disguising what they are.
You must leave this.
Oh, full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife, that knowest that Banquo and his fiancé lives.
But in them nature's copies not eternal.
There's comfort yet. They are assailable. Then be thus jocund ere the bat hath flown his cloistered flight, ere to the black Hecate's summons the shard-boned beetle with his drowsy hums hath rung night's yawning peal. There shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
The innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till they'll applaud the deed. Come, sealing night, scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand, cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. Light thickens and the crow makes wing to the rooky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, whiles night black agents to their praise rouse. Thou marvelest at my words, but hold thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. So prithee, go.
Act 3, Scene 3, the park. A park with a road leading to the palace. Enter 3 murderers. But who did bid thee join with us?
MacBeth!
We lose not on this trust, since he delivers our offices and what we have to do to the direction just.
Then stand with us. The west yet glimmers with some streaks a day. Now spurns the latted travelers apace to gain the timely inn. The near approaches subject of our walk.
Hark! I hear horses.
Give us light there, fellow.
Then 'tis he, the rest that are within the note of expectation already are in front.
His horses go about.
Almost a mile, but he does usually saw men do from hence to the place gate. Make it.
Light.
'Tis he.
Stand to it.
It will rain tonight, I believe.
Let it come down.
Oh, bloody. Thank you much. I like to have the blood.
Thankful having
Thank well.
Bloody death.
Okay.
He's getting ready to die here.
Die.
You have a line, Banquo.
Banquo.
I got another line.
We'll be ready
I
tonight.
didn't
Get the blood off the
say
page.
another
Read.
line. Oh, treachery.
Yeah.
Fly, good
Ah.
Leons. Fly, fly, fly. Don't miss revenge. Oh, slay.
Who did shut out the light?
Was not the way?
There's but one down. The sun is fled.
We have lost best half of our affair.
Well, let's away and say how much is done. Act 3, Scene 4, a room of state in the palace. A banquet prepared, enter Macbeth, Lady Macbeth, Ross, Lennox, lords, and attendants.
You know your own degrees. Sit down at first and last the hearty welcome.
Thanks to your majesty.
Ourselves will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state. But in best times we will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends, for my heart speaks they are welcome.
See, they encounter thee with their heart's thanks. Both sides are even. Here I'll sit, I in the midst. Be large in mirth, anon we'll drink a measure, the table round. There's blood upon thy face.
'Tis banquet then.
'Tis better than without than he within. Is he dispatched?
My lord, his throat is cut. That I did for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats, yet he's good that did the likes for Fleance, if thou didst it.
Most
Thou art-
royal sir, Fleance is gay.
There comes my fit again. I had else been perfect, whole as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and general as the casing air. But now I am cabined, cribbed, confined, bound to saucy doubt and fears. Banquo's safe.
Aye, my good lord. Safe in a ditch he bides, with 20 trenched gashes on his head, the least a death to nature.
Thanks for that. There's the ground. There's the grown serpent lies, the worms that fled. Hath nature that in time will venom breed. No teeth for the present. Get thee gone. Tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer. The feast is sold as not often vouched, while 'tis a making, 'tis given with welcome. To feed were best at home. From thence the sauce to meat is ceremony. Meaning were bare without it.
Sweet remembrance, sir. Now, good digestion, wait on appetite, and health on both.
May it please your highness sit.
Here, have we now our country's honored food, with a graced person of Banquo's present, who may I rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance?
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Pleased, your highness, to grace us with your royal company.
Table's full.
But here is a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is that moves your highness?
Which of you has done this?
What, my good lord?
Thou canst not say I did it. Never shake thy gory locks on me.
Gentleman Rice, his highness is not well.
Sir, worthy friends, my lord is often thus, and hath been from his youth. Pray you keep seat. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought you will again be well. If much you note him, you shall offend him and extend his passion. Feed and regard him not. Man.
Aye, and a bold one that dare look on that which might appall the devil.
Proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Oh, these flaws and starts, impostors to true fear, would well become a woman's story in a witch's spire, authorized by her grandam. Shame itself. Why do you make such faces? When all's done, you look but on a stool.
Prithee, see there, behold, look, how say you? Why, what care I? Thou canst not speak. Two! If charnel houses and our graves must send, those that we bury back, our monuments shall be the maws of kites.
Quite unmanned in folly.
If I stand here, I saw him.
For shame.
Blood hath been shed ere now. Aye, the olden time, ere humane statues purged the gentle wheel, aye, and since 2 murders have been performed, too terrible for the year, time has been that when the brains were out, the man would die. And there an end, but now they rise again, with 20 mortal murders on their crowns, and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse at me. My most worthy friends, I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all, then I'll sit down. Give me some wine, fill, full, and drink to the general joy of the whole table, to our dear friend, Banquo, whom we miss. Would he were here to all, and him we thirst, and all to all.
Our duties and the
pledge.
Avaunt and quit my sight! Let the earth hide thee! Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold. There's no speculation in those eyes wouldst thou dost glare with.
Think of this, good peers. It is a thing of custom, 'tis no other. Only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
What man dare, I dare, approach thou like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros, or the high-crowned tiger. Take my shape, take any shape but that, and my firm nerves shall never tremble or be alive again. And dare me to the desert with thy sword, if trembling I inhabit, then protest me the baby of a girl. Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence. Why so? Being gone, I am a man again. Pray you sit still.
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting with most admired disorder.
Can such things be, and overcome us like a summer's cloud, without our special wonder? You make me strange, even to the disposition that I owe. When now I think you can behold such sights and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks, when mine is blanched with fear.
Ross?
Russ?
That's sights.
Russ?
Not me.
MacBeth Lennox.
What sights, my lord?
Thanks.
Good, thank
Thank
you.
you. I pray you, speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him, and at once good night. Stand not upon the order if you're going, but go at once.
Good night. And may the health attend his majesty.
A good night to all.
It will have blood. They say blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move and trees to speak. Arters and understood relations have by maggot pies and shows and rooks brought forth the secret man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning, which is which?
How sayest thou that MacBeth denies his person at our great bidding?
Did you send to him, sir?
I hear it by the way, but I will send. There's not a one of them, but in his house I keep a servant's feed. I will tomorrow, and betimes I will to the weird sisters. Or shall they speak? For now, I am bent to know what the worst means. The worst, for mine own good, all causes shall give way. I am in blood, steeped in so far that I should wade no more. Returning were as tedious as going o'er. Strange things I have in head that will to hand, which must be acted ere they may be scanned.
You lack the season of all the virtues. Sleep.
Come, go to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are yet but young indeed.
Act 3, Scene 5. The Heath. Thunder. Enter 3 witches beating Hecate.
Why, how now, Hecate, you look angry. Have I not reason, beldams, as you are, saucy and overbold? How did you dare to trade and traffic with Macbeth in riddles and affairs of death? And I, the mistress of your charms, the most beautiful of all harms, was never called to bear my part, or to show the glory of our art. And which is worse, all you have done has been but for a wayward son, spiteful and wrathful, who, as others do, loves for his own end and not for you. But make amends now, get you gone, and at the pit of Ashur, meet me in the morning pillar. He will come to know his destiny. Your vessels and your spells provide, your charms and everything beside. I am not ready. This night I will spend until dismal and fatal end. Great business must be brought upon the corner of the moon. There hangs a vaporous drop profound. I'll catch the air in and then, distilled by magic's land, shall rise such an artful spirit as by the strength of their illusion shall draw him on to his confusion. He shall spurn faith, scorn death, and bear his hopes of wisdom, grace, and fear, and you will know security is mortal's chiefest enemy. Hark! I'm called, my little spirits. See, sit in a foggy cloud and stay for me. Come, let's make haste. She will soon be back again.
Act 3, Scene 6. Somewhere in Scotland. Enter Lennox and another lord.
My former speeches have but hit your thoughts, which I can interpret further. Only I say, things have been strangely formed. The gracious Duncan was pitied of Macbeth. Married, he was dead. And the right valiant Banquo walked to him, whom you may say, if please you, Cleon's killed, or Cleon's fled. Men must not walk too late. Who cannot want the thought but how monstrous it was for Malcolm and for Donalbain to kill their grievous father? Damned fact! How did it grieve Macbeth? Did he not straight in pious rage the two delinquents tear that were the slaves of drink and thralls of sleep? Was not that nobly done? Aye, and wisely too, for 'twould have angered any heart alive to hear the men deny it. So that, I say, he has borne all things well. And I do think that had he Duncan's sons under his key, as and plead your heaven he shall not, that they should find the what 'twere to kill a father, so should Fleance. But peace! For from the broad words and cause he failed. His presence at the tyrant's feast, I hear Macduff lives in disgrace. Sir, can you tell where he bestows himself?
The son of Duncan, from whom this tyrant holds the due of birth, lives in the English court, and is received of the most pious Edward with such grace that the malevolence of fortune nothing takes from his high respect. Thither Macduff is gone to pray the holy king upon his aid, to wake Northumberland and warlike Seward, and like by the help of these with him above, to ratify the work, we may again give our tables meat, sleep to our nights, and free from our feasts and banquets bloody knives. do faithful homage, and receive 3 honors. 1, 2, 3 honors. Then, all which we pine for now, and this report hath so exasperate the king that he prepareth for some attempt of war.
Send it to MacBeth.
He did, and with an absolute, "Sir, not I." And the cloudy messenger turns me his back and hums as who would say, "You'll rue the time that fogs me with his answer."
And that well might advise him to a caution, to hold what distance his wisdom can provide. Some holy angel fly to the court of England and unfold his message ere he come, that a swift blessing may soon return to our suffering country under a hand accursed.
I'll send my prayers with him.
Act 3, Scene 4. Oh, Act 4. Scene 1. A house in forest in the middle of boiling cauldron. Thunder. Enter the 3 witches.
Thrice the brindle cat hath meowed. Thrice and once the hedgehog whined.
Happiest cry, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poison insect throw. Toe wrapped and under cold stone. Day and night have 31 swelter venom sleeping god boiled down. Boiled down first in the charming pot.
Dabba, dabba, toil and trouble.
Fire burn
Then
and
cauldron
cauldron
bubble.
Light of the feast in the cauldron boil. Iron meat and food. You will look back and ton of dog. And a squawk. My worm sting. Lizards lake and howls. For a char of powerful trouble. Like a hell for a horn.
Double, double, toil and trouble. Fire burning cauldron bubble. Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf. Witches, mummy, ma, and goat. Of the raven, sea salt shark. Root of hemlock, digging in the dark. Liver of blasted in dew. Gall of goat and slits of yew. Quivered in the moon's eclipse. Nose of jack and tartar's lips. Finger of earth's strangled babe. It is delivered by the drab. Break the gruel thick and slab. And hitherto the tiger's cauldron for the ingredients of our cauldron.
Double,
Double, toil and trouble, fire burning, rich and bubble.
Who is the baboon's blood? Then the charm is firm and good.
Oh, well done. I commend your pains, and everyone shall share in the games. And now about the cauldron sing, like elves and fairies in a room, enchanting all that you put in.
I never feel like them. Something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever nuts.
Oh, now you secret black and midnight hags. What is it you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you by that which you profess. However you come to know it, answer me. So you untie the winds and let them fight against the churches through the yeasty waves and found and swallow navigation up. Though bladed corn be lodged and trees blown down, though castles topple on their warders' heads, though palaces and pyramids do slope their heads to their foundations, though the treasure of nature's germans tumble all together, ever till destruction sickens, answer me to what I ask you.
Speak.
Demand.
Tiber will answer.
Say if thou wouldst rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
Oh, let me see him.
Poor in soul's blood that hath eaten her 9 barrels, grease that sweeten from the murderer's giblet throw into the flame.
Come higher, low, thyself and office deathly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought, hear his speech, I'd say thou would not.
He's got him.
First apparition.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Beware Macduff. Beware the Thane of Fife. Dismiss me enough.
Whatever thou art, for thy good caution, thanks. Thou hast taught my fears aright. But one word more.
He will not be commended. Here's another, more potent than the first.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth.
Had I 3 ears, I'll hear thee.
Be bloody bold and resolute, laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff. What need I fear of thee? But yet I'll make assurance double sure. Take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. What is this? It rises like the issue of a king. Wears upon his bravey brow the round and top of sovereignty.
Listen, but speak not tit. Be lion netted pad, and take their care. The jest who frets, or where conspirators are, Macbeth shall never vanquish thee. Till great Burnham would to high Duncian hill shall come against it.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest? Bid the tree unfixed his earthbound root. Sweet bodements, good. Rebellion's head rise never till the wood of Burnham rise. And our high place Macbeth shall live the lease of nature, pay his breath to time and mortal custom. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if your art can tell so much, shall Banquo issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know
No more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on you. Let me know. Why sink that cauldron, and whose noise is this, and what noise is this?
Show.
Child shall his eyes grieve his heart from the shadows so depart.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down to sear mine eyeballs. Thy hair, thou other gold-bound brows like the first. Third is like the former. Filthy hags! Why do you show me this? Fourth, stark eyes. What will the lion stretch out to the crank of doom? Another yet, a 7th. I'll see no more. Yet the 8th appears, who bears a glass which shows me many more, and some I see the twofold balls, and treble skeptic carry. Horrible sight! Now I see 'tis true, for the blood-bolted Banquo smiles upon me, and is, what, is this so?
Aye, sir, all this is so, but why stand Macbeth thus amazing? Come, sisters, cheer we up his spirits, and show the best of our delights. I'll charm the air to be a song, while you perform your antic command, that this great king may quietly say, our duties did his welcome pay.
Where are they? Gone! At this pernicious hour, stand I accursed in the calendar. Come in without there.
What your graces will?
Are you the weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected be the air whereon they ride, and damned all those that trust them. I did hear the galloping horse. Who was it came by?
Well, 'tis two or three, my lord, that bring you word. MacBeth has fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my good lord.
Thou anticipatest my dread exploit. Flighty purpose never is o'ertook unless the deed go with it. From this moment, the very first things of my heart shall be the first things of my hand. Even now, to crown my thoughts with acts, be it thought and done. Castle MacBeth I will surprise, seize upon Fife, give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No boasting like a fool, this deed I'll do before the purpose cool. But no more sights. Where are these gentlemen? Come, bring me where they are.
Act 4, Scene 2, Fife, a room in MacBeth's castle. Enter Lady MacBeth, your son, and wife.
What have you done to make him follow the land?
You must have patience, madam.
He had none. His mind was madness. When our actions do not, our ears to lead this traitor.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom? To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion and his title in a place from whence himself to fly? He loves us not. He wants the natural touch for the poor wren. The most diminutive of birds will fight her young ones in her nest against the owl. All the fear and nothing is the love, as little is the wisdom where the flight so runs against all reason.
My dearest cousin, I pray you school yourself, but for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows that 'tis all reason. I dare you not to speak much farther, but cruel are the times when we are traitor, and do not know ourselves when we hold rumor from what we fear, you know, not what we fear, but flow upon a wild and violet sea, each way and none. I take my leave of you. Shall not be long, but I'll be here again. Things at the worst will cease, or else climb upwards to what they are before. My pretty cousin, blessings.
Fathered he is, and yet he is fatherless.
I'm so much a fool. Should I stay longer, it would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Sarah, your father's dead, and what will you do now? How will you live?
It's birds, dude, mother.
What?
Somebody
With
should be
worms and
reading
flies?
Macduff's son.
Oh, it's me?
Oh, it's him, okay.
As birds do, mother.
No, he's got it.
What with worms and flies?
With what I get, I mean, and so do they.
Poor bird, thou hast never feared the net, nor life the pitfall, nor the tin.
Should I, mother? Poor birds, they are not too poor. My father is not dead, for all you're saying.
Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for father?
Nay! How will you do for a husband?
Why, I can buy thee 20 at any market.
Will you buy him to sell again?
Thou speakest with all thy wit, and yet I fail.
My father,
With wit enough for thee.
is he a traitor, mother?
Aye, that he was.
What, a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And you don't trust to do so?
Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
And must they all be hanged that swear and lie?
Everyone.
Who must hung them?
Why, the honest men.
Then the liars and swearers are fools. For this, the liars and swearers enough to beat the honest men and hang them.
Now, God help thee, poor monkey. But how wilt thou do for a father?
Now God has helped me poor. If he was dead, you'll sweep for him. If you would not, it will be a good sign that I could quickly have a new father.
Poor clever, how thou talkest.
Bless her fair dame, I am not to you known, though in your state of honor I am perfect. I doubt some danger may approach you nearly, if it will take a homely man's advice. Be not found to fear, and hence with your little ones, to fright you thus, methinks I am too savage. I do worse to you than were fell cruelty. This is too nigh for your person. Heaven preserve you, I can no longer stay.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. But I remember now I am in this earthly world, where to do harm is often laudable, to do good sometimes accounted dangerous folly. Why then, alas, do I put up that womanly defense to say I have done no harm? Oh, what are these faces?
Where's your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctioned, where such as thou mayst find him.
He's a traitor.
Thou thyst, thou young hen villain!
What? You egg?
Excuse me,
Young fry of treachery? Oh, God.
mother, help!
Excuse me, mother.
And so,
And Act 4, Scene 3, England, a room in the King's Palace. Enter Malcolm and Macduff.
Let us seek out some desolate shade in the weeper's sad bosoms empty.
Well, let us rather hold fast the immortal sword and like good men be. Stride our downfall and rebirth them. Each new morn with new windows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face, and in the resounds as it feels felt with Scotland and yelled out like symbol of dollar.
What I believe I'll will. What no believe and what I can redress, I shall find the time to, friend, I will. What you have spoke, it may be so perchance this tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongue, was once thought honest. You loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me and wisdom to offer up a wee poor innocent lamb to appease an angry God.
I'm not the treacherous.
Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil an imperious charge, but I shall crave your pardon. That which you are, my thoughts cannot transpose. Angels are bright still, though the brightest fail, and though all the things foul would wear the brows of grace, yet grace must still look on.
I have lost my hopes.
Perchance even there will I did find my doubts. Why, in that rawness left you wife and child, those precious motives, those strong knots of love, without leave taking. I pray you, let not my jealousies be your dishonors, but mine own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Bleed, poor country. Great tyranny, lay thou these spaces, sir, for goodness dare not check thee. Where the wrongs, the titles afford. Fare thee well, Lord, and I would be the villain that thou think'st, for the whole space that's in the tyrant's gasps, and the rich east to boot.
Be not offended. I speak not in absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the joke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. I think withal there would be hands uplifted in my right. And here from the gracious England have I offered to goodly thousands. But for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, or wear it on my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices than it had before. more suffer, and more sundry ways than ever, by him that shall succeed.
What should he do me?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know all the particulars of I so grafted, that when they shall be opened, black MacBeth will seem as pure as snow, and the pure state esteem him as a lamb, being compared with my confineless arms.
Not in the legions, for horrid hell can come a devil more than evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking every sin that has a name, but there's no bottom, none in my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids could not fill up the cistern of my lust, and my desire, all continent impediments would o'erbear that did oppose my will. Better, Macbeth, than such a one to reign.
Boundless intemperance. In nature is a tyranny. It has been the ultimately emptying of the happy throne and fall of many kings. But fear not yet to take upon you what is yours. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious plenty, and yet cold. Time you may, so hoodwink, he had willing damned enough. There cannot be that vulture in you to devour so many, and will to greatness dedicate themselves, finding so inclined.
With this, there grows in my most ill-composed affections such a staunchless avarice that, were I king, I should cut off the nobles for their lands, desire his jewels and this other's house, and my more having would be as a sauce to make me hunger more, that I should forge quarrels unjust against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice sticks deeper, grows with this more pernicious root than summer seemed lust, and it hath been sword of our slain kings. Yet do not fear, Scotland hath poisons to fill up you will, all you worm own, all these are portable with other gracious weight.
But I am none. The king becoming gracious as a justice, verity, temperance, stableness, bounty, perseverance, mercy, lowliness, devotion, patience, courage, fortitude. I have no relish of them but to abound in the division of each several crime, acting it in many ways. Nay, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, confound all unity on earth.
Oh, Scotland, Scotland!
If I such a one be fit to govern, so speak, I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live, O nation miserable, with an untitled tyranny bloody, sceptred. When shalt thou see the wholesome days again? Since the trust issue of the throne, by this own interdiction stands accursed, and does blaspheme his bread. The royal father, what a most saint king, the queen that bore thee, often upon her knees, then on her feet, died every day she lived. Fare thee well, these evils thou hast upon thyself have banished me from Scotland. Oh, my breast, the hope ends here.
Macduff, this noble passion, child of integrity, hath from my soul wiped the black scruples, reconciled my thoughts into thy good truth and honor. Devilish Macbeth, by many of those trains that have sought to win me into his power and modest wisdom, plucked me from over-credulous haste. But God above, deal between thee and me. For even now, I put myself in the direction and unspeak myself my own detraction. Here, abjure the taints and blames I have laid upon myself, for strangers to my nature. I am yet unknown to woman, Yet no, never was forsworn, scarcely have coveted what was mine own. At no time broke my faith, would not betray the devil to his fellow, and delight no less in truth than life. My first false speaking was this upon myself: what I am truly is thine, and my poor country's to command. Whither indeed? Yes, whither indeed? Before thy here approach, O Cyward, with 10,000 warlike men already at point, was set it our forth. Now will together, and the chance of goodness, be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and all the welcome things at once is hard to reconcile.
Ah, well, more anon. Comes the king forth, I pray you.
Aye, sir, there is a crew of wretched souls that stay his cure. Their malady convinces the great assay of heart, but at his touch such sanctity hath heaven given his hand. They presently amend.
Oh, I thank you, doctor.
What's the disease?
Well, 'tis called the evil. A most miraculous work in this good king, which often since my here remain in England. I have seen him do, how he solicits heaven. Himself best knows, but strangely visited people, all swollen and ulcerous, pitiful to the eyes, the mere despair of surgery. He cures, hanging a golden stamp about their necks, put on with holy prayers, and 'tis spoken to the succeeding royalty he leaves the healing benediction. With this strange virtue, he hath a heavenly gift of prophecy. The sundry blessings hang about his throne that speak him full of grace.
See, who comes here?
Well, my countryman, but yet I know not.
My ever gentle cousin, welcome hither.
Oh, I know it now. Oh, good God! Betimes remove that means which makes us strangers.
That's it, amen.
Stand still then. Where is it?
A lastful country, almost afraid to know itself it cannot be called our mother, but our grave, with nothing, who knows nothing. It wants sunshine to smile, for sighs and groans and shrieks that rent the air are made, not marked, where violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy. A dead man's knell there scarce asked for who, and good men's lives expire before the flowers of their caps, dying or ere they're sicken.
Ah, relation, oh, so nice and yet so true.
What's the newest grief?
That of an hour's age doth has his speaker, each minute teems a new one.
Ah, how does my wife?
Why, well.
And all my children?
Well, too.
They torrent has not battered in this peace?
No, they were well at peace, when I did leave them.
Be not a nigger of your speech. How does it?
Well, I came hither to transport the tidings when I have heavily borne. There ran a rumor of many worthy fellows that were out, which was my belief witnessed the rather. For that I saw the tyrant's power afoot. Now is the time of help. Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers, make our wives fight, to doff their dire distress.
Be the comfort. We are coming thither. Precious England hath lent us good stewards and 10,000 men, and older and a better soldier none, that Christendom gives out.
Well, I could answer this comfort be the like, but I have wolves that would be howled at in the desert air, where herring should not match them.
What concerns there? The general cause, or is it the free grief due to some single breast?
Don't mind that honest, but then shares some woe, though the main part perhaps you alone.
If be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly, let them have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess them in the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard.
I guess it is.
Your castle is surprised, your wife, Dave, savagely slaughtered. To relate the manner, we're on the quarry of these murderous deer to add the death of you.
Merciful heaven! What, man? Never pull your hat upon your brow. Give sorrow words. The grief that does not speak whispers the o'erwrought fraught heart and bids it break.
My children too?
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
Oh, and I must be from thence. My wife killed too?
I have said,
Be comforted. Let's make us medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
You have no children? Oh, my pretty ones. Did you say, oh, hell, cut off? What, all my pretty chickens and their dam, all of these fellows swoop?
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so. But I must also feel as a man. I cannot but remember such things that were most precious to me. Heaven, look on. I would not take their parts, sinful MacBeth. They were all stuck for thee. Not and I am, not for their own demerits, but for mine. Fell slaughter on their souls. Hand rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart, enrage it.
I pray, I could play the woman with mine eyes and braggers with my tongue, but don't have it. Cut short of all intermission, front to front, bring this friend Scotland myself. They must word length, said him. If he escape, heaven forgive him too.
This tune goes manly. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. MacBeth is ripe for shaking, and the powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
All my children are dead.
My little chickie doos.
And my wife.
Act 5, Scene 1. Dun's a name. A room in the castle. Enter a doctor of physic and a waiting gentlewoman.
I have dined. I have 2 nights watched with you, but can perceive no truth in your report. What was it that she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it afterwards, seal it, and again return to bed, yet all this while in a most fast asleep.
A great perturbation in nature, to receive at once the benefit of sleep and do the effects of watching. In this slumbery agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
That's Sir which I will now report after her.
You may to me, and 'tis most meet that you should.
Neither to you nor anyone having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her, stand close.
How came she by that light?
Why, it stood by her. She has light by her continually. 'Tis her command.
You see, her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense is shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her. To seem thus washing her hands, I have known her continue in this a quarter of an hour.
Yet here's a spot.
Hark, she speaks. I will set down what comes from her to satisfy my remembrance the more strongly.
Out, damn spot! Out, I say! 1, 2, why then 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord, fie! A soldier unfeared? What need we fear who knows it, when none can call our power to account? Yet who would have him, thought the old man, to have so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What, will these hands ne'er be clean? No more that, my lord. No, none of that. You are all but the starting.
Go to. You have known more than you should not.
She has looked what she should not. I'm sure of that. Heaven knows what she has.
Here is the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh, oh, oh.
What a size there. The heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
Well.
Pray God in me, sir.
This disease is beyond my practice. Yet I have known those who have walked in their sleep, who have died holily in their beds.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale, I tell you yet again. Banquo's buried. He cannot come out of his grave.
Even so?
To bed, to bed. Come, give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed, to bed, to bed.
Will she now go to bed?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are shroud. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Unaffected minds to their deaf bellows will discharge their secrets. More need she the divine than the physician. God forgive us all. Look after her, remove from her the means of all annoyance, and still keep eyes upon her. So, good night. My mind is that she is mated. Amaze my sight. Think, but dare not speak.
Good night, good doctor.
Act 5, Scene 2.
Good night.
The country near Dunasnane. Enter with drums and colors. Menteith, Caithness, Agnes, Lennox, and soldiers.
Angus, like a cowl. Angus cows.
Angus, Agnes, Angus,
Not Agnes.
Agnes, Angus,
Agnes.
Lennox,
cow.
Mentheth, and soldiers. Who's who?
I don't know if Menteith has been. Peter, you want to read many teeth? Many teeth?
Mentheth.
Can you read Menteith?
Yes, I can. And Lennox?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
It's a very short scene.
Who's Menteith? Is he
Voila.
Scottish or is he English or is he?
Oh, good question. I think he is out of town.
And what?
I think he is out of town.
Okay, okay, I'll make it up then as I go along.
Make it up as you go.
Okay. Oh, the English powers near, that owned by Malcolm, is Uncle Siward and good MacBeth. Revenge is bad in them, for their dear causes would to the bleeding and the grim alarm excite the mortified man.
A bit of wood. Shall we well met them? That way they are coming.
Who knows if Donald Bain will be with his brother?
For certain, sir, he is not. I have a file for the gentries. There is Siward's son, and many unroughed youths that even now protest their first manhood. Which does the tyrant?
Great Dunsinane he strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad, others say lesser hate him. Do call it a valiant fury, but for certain he cannot buckle his distempered cause within the belt of rule.
Now he feel his secret murther sticking on his hands. Now minutely revolts upbraid his faith breach. Those he commands move only in command, nothing in love. Now does he feel his title hang loose about him, like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish thief.
Who then shall blame his passer senses to recoil and stalk, when all that is within him does condemn itself for being there?
Well, march we on to give obedience where it's truly owed. Meet we the medicine in the sickly wheel, and with him pour we in our country's purge each drop of pus.
Or so much as it needs to do the sovereign flower and to drown the weeds. Make we our march towards Burnham.
Act 5, Scene 3. Dunna's name, a room in the castle. Enter Macbeth, doctor, and attendants.
Bring me no more reports, let them fly all, till Burnham would remove to Dunsinane. I cannot taint with fear. What's the boy, Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirit that knows all mortal consequences has pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth, no man that's born of woman shall e'er have power upon thee. Then fly, false things, and mingle with English epicures. Mind I sway by, and the heart I bear shall never sag with doubt nor shake with fear. The devil damn thee black, thou cream-faced loon. Where goest thou that goose look?
There is 10,000.
Geese, villain,
Soldiers, sir.
he'll prick thy face and overrid thy fear. Thou lily-livered boy. What soldiers patch death of thy soul, those linen cheeks of thine? Counselors to fear. What soldiers we face?
The English force, please you, sir.
Take thy face hence.
Ah, wow.
Satan, sick at heart. I behold Satan. I say, this push would cheer me ever, deceive me or deceive me now. I have lived long enough. My way of life is falling into the sea of the yellow leaf. That's what should accompany old age, is honor, love, obedience, true friends. I must not look to have, but in their stead, curses, not loud but deep, mouth, honor, breath, which the poor heart would fain deny and dare not. Satan.
What's your gracious pleasure?
What news more?
All is confirmed, my lord, which was reported.
I'll fight till my bones, my flesh be hacked. Give me my armor.
No, this is not needed yet.
I'll put it on. Send out more horses. Scur the country round. Hang those that talk of fear. Give me mine armor. How does your patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled with thick coming fancies that keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that.
Hmm?
Canst thou not minister to a mind diseased? Pluck from thy memory of rooted sorrow, raise out the written trouble of the brain, and with some sweet oblivious antidote, cleanse the bosom of that perilous stuff which weighs upon the heart.
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Oh, physic to the dogs. Oh, none of it. Come, put mine armor on. Give me my staff. Satan, send out. Doctor, the thanes fly from me. Come, sir, dispatch. Thou couldst, doctor, cast the water in my land. Find her disease and purge it to a sound and pristine health. I would applaud thee to thy very echo that should applaud again. Post off, I say. What rhubarb, senna, or what purgative drug would scour these English hence? Hearest thou of them?
Aye, my good lord. Your royal preparation makes us hear something.
Bring it after me. I will not be afraid of death and pain till Burnham Forest come to Dunsinane.
Were I from Dunsinane away and clear, profit again should hardly draw me here.
Act 5, Scene 4, country near Dunsinane, a wood in view. Enter with drum and colours Malcolm, Oldseawood, and his son, Macduff, Menteith, Caithness, Angus, Lennox, Moss, and soldiers marching.
Cousins? Malcolm cousins?
Cousins, I hope one of the days that they're near at hand that Chambers will be safe.
We doubted nothing.
What is it before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough, and bear it before him. Thereby shall we shadow the numbers of our host, and make discovery ere in report of us.
Yes, shout it out. Turn. No other but the confident tyrant. Keep still in Dunsinane. They will be endure or setting down before it.
'Tis his main hope, for where there is advantage to be gone. Both more and less have given him with a revolt, and none serve with him but constrained things whose hearts are absent too.
Let us just in censures attend the true event and then put we on an industrial soldiership.
The time approaches when will, with due decision, make us know that we shall say we have what we owe. Thought speculative, their unsure hopes relate, but certain issued strokes must arbitrate, towards which advance the war. The war! War!
Act 5, Scene 5, done his name. Within the castle, enter with drum and colors Macbeth, Satan, and soldiers.
Hang out our banners
Okay.
on the outer wall.
All right.
Good, good. A little higher. The cry is still, they come, our castle strength will laugh. Siege to scorn. Here, let them lie till famine and the ugly eat them up. Were they not forced with those that should be ours? We might have met them therefore, beard to beard, and beat them backward home. Oh, what is that noise?
It's the cry of a woman, my good lord.
Oh, I have almost forgotten the taste of fear. The time has been my senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek, and my fell of hair would at a dismal treat the sea, rouse and stir life within it. I have supple full with horrors, direness familiar to my slaughterous thoughts. I cannot once stop me. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead!
She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow. Creeps into this petty pace from day to day, to the last syllable of recorded time. and all our yesterdays have lighted fools. This way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Yeah. Thou comest to use thy tongue, thy story quickly, please.
Gracious, my lord, I should report which way I say I saw, but know not how to do it.
Well, say, sir.
As I did stand my watch upon the hill, I looked toward Burnham, and anon, methought, the wood began to move.
Liar, and slay you.
Let me endure your wrath if it not be so. Within 3 miles may you see it coming, I say, a moving road.
If thou speakest false, upon the next tree shalt thou hang alive. Till famine cling thee, if thy speech be sooth. I care not if thou dost for me as much. Full in resolution, begin to doubt the equivocation of a fiend that lies like truth. Fear not till Burnham wood do come to Dustinane. And now a wood comes toward Dustinane. Arm, arm and out. If this which he avouches doth appear, there's no flying hence nor tarrying here. Again to be aweary of the sun. Oh, the estate of the world were now undone. Ring the alarm bells, blow wind, come whack, rock. At least we die with our harness on our back.
Act 5, Scene 6, the same, a plain before the castle. Enter with drumming colors Malcolm, Old Seward, Macduff, etc., and their army with bows. Now, dear enough, your lady screams throw down and show like those you are, you worthy uncle. Now, shall stand with my cousin, your right noble son, lead our first battle, worthy Macduff, and we shall take upon what else remains to do, according to our order.
Fare you well, and do we but find the tyrant's power tonight? Let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
Eagle our trumpets, speak. Give them all breath, those clamorous harbingers of blood and death.
Act 5, Scene 7, the same, another part of the plain. Enter MacBeth.
They have tied me to a stake. I cannot fly, but bear-like I must fight the course. What's he that was not born of woman? Such a one am I to fear or none.
What is thy name?
Thou be afraid to hear it.
No, though thou callest thyself a hotter name than any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to mine ear.
No, nor more fearful.
Oh, thou liest, abhorred tyrant. With my sword I'll prove thee liest as thou speakest.
Thou wast born of woman, but swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn, branded by man that's of woman born.
Mackie Duff.
The noise it is, tyrant, show thy face. If thou be slain, and with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. I cannot strike at drenched kerns, whose arms are hired to bear their slaves. Do thou, MacBeth, or else my sword is on battled edge. I sheathe thee again on deed. There shall should be, by the Greek clatter, one of the greatest note seems brutal. Let me find him, fortune, and more I beg not.
Oh, I thought I died.
The old father.
Dead.
Speak, dead one, speak. This way, my lord.
Yeah, go ahead.
This way, my lord. The castle is gently rendered. The tyrant's people on both sides do fight the noble thanes who bravely in the war. The day almost itself professes yours, and little is to do.
We have met with foes that charge beside us.
Enter, sir, the castle. Act 5, Scene 8, another part of the field. Enter MacBeth.
Why should I play the Roman fool and die on my own sword? Whiles I see lives, the gashes do better upon them.
Turn, hellbound, turn!
Of all the men else I've avoided thee, but get thee back, my soul is too much charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. I have no words. My voice is my sword. Kicking. The bloodier villain, then terms can be give thee out.
Thou losest labor, as easy mayest thou the entrenchant air. With thy keen sword impress as make me bleed. Let fall thy blade on vulnerable crest. I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born.
Thee spread thy charm, and let the angel whom thou still hast served. Though thee, Macduff, was from his mother's womb, untimely ripped.
Accursed be that tongue that tells me so, for it hath cowed my better part of man, and be these juggling fiends no more believed, that palter with us in a double sense, that keeps the word of a promise to our ear, and break it to our hope. I'll not fight with thee.
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show that gaze old time will have thee, as our rare monsters are, pinned on the pole and under writs. Here may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield. Kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, and to be baited with the rabble's curse, though Burnham would be to come to Dunsinane. And thou opposed, being of no woman born, yet I will try the last before my body I throw my warlike shield. Lay on, Macduff, and damned be him that first cries, hold, enough!
Act 5, Scene 9. Within the castle. Retreat, flourish. Enter with drum and colors. Malcolm, Old Seward, Ross, Thanes, and soldiers. Some must go off, and yet by these I see. So great a day as this.
Macduff is
cheaply
he's missing.
bought.
He's missing a noble son.
What? We're missing everybody.
Bye-bye. Your son, my lord, he's paid soldier's debt.
Oh.
He only lives with still
What? Your son, my lord, has paid the soldier's debt. He's only lived till he was a man, and which no sooner has his prowess confirmed in the unshrinking station where he fought, but like a man died.
He's dead?
I am brought off the field. Your cause of sorrow must not be measured by his voice, for then it hath no end.
Had he his hurts before?
Right.
Why then, God soldier be he. Had I as many sons as I have heirs, I would not wish them to be a fairer death. And so he knelt, his knell, his note.
He's forced more sorrow, like, and then I'll spin for him.
He is worth no more. They say he parted well and paid his score, and so God be with him. Here comes newer comfort.
Hail, King! For thou art, behold where stands her serpent's cursed head. Time is free. I see thee compressed with a kingdom's pearl, and speaks my salutation in the minds. Those voices I desire lie with mine. Hail, King of Scotland! Hail, King of Scotland!
And Charles III.
We shall not spend a large expense of time before we reckon with our several loves, and make us even with you, my thanes and kinsmen, henceforth be earls, the first that ever Scotland in such an honor named. What's more to do, which would be planted newly with the time, as calling home our exiled friends abroad that fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher, and his fiend-like queen, who, and it's to thought by self and by the hands, took off her life. This is what is needful, else that calls upon us. By grace of grace. Need help over there? We shall perform in measure, time, and place. So thanks to all at once and to each other, each one whom we invite to see us crowned at Scone.
Where's my stone?
That was so funny.
Good.
Yay!
Library.
Yay.
Another one down. No, I don't want it. Put it back there.
Okay.
Put it in the room. Add it with the others.
There we go, we've done it.
Anon.